What if I told you there's a secret sitting in your house, and if it's not there anymore, you have had it in your hands so many times throughout your life, and no one ever told you about it? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you a passage and share with you something that just a different perspective than how you may already be reading this book. So let's first get into the intro. Hey, Jason here. If you're new to the channel, I am now 10 years in the game as an expat/nomad. I am on my fourth country, third continent, here in Lusaka, Zambia, the southern region of Africa. And what I've started doing is sharing with you what I've learned along this journey to be successful as an expat for 10 years. And most importantly, if you're thinking about becoming one or already one, why you should be looking into Lusaka, Zambia, because of the opportunities that exist here. Well, today in this video, we're going to talk about success, but from a different perspective. This one isn't from Bob Proctor. This is actually from a parable. Now, before I let you know exactly what this is, let's go through the definition of what is a parable. I believe us as adults, and as we're going into this new digital era, we have to start redefining words and understanding words. So many words we use on a day-to-day basis is from grade school, maybe even university, but we don't apply those things to our actual day-to-day life. And so this is why I always say we need to redefine words, because it's time to start using application or applying them to our lives. And so a parable is a simple story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson. It usually features human characters in everyday situations. But the purpose is not just to entertain, it's to teach a deeper truth or principle. Parables are often found in religious texts like the Bible, but they're also used in philosophy and literature. They typically work by making the listener think rather than just giving them a straightforward answer. So remember, this has deeper meaning. And the only way something can have a deeper meaning is if we apply it to ourselves. That is using psychology, the study of self. And you can only study oneself, which is yourself. And that's why I study myself. So this is actually from the New Testament, from one of the Bibles that I have here. And yes, I study the Bible, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know that. They're like, oh, Jason don't go to church, Jason this. I study the Bible. There's a lot of great information in here. And there's a lot of things in here that speaks a lot about mind science, if you ever follow Reverend Ike. And so this is from John chapter 9, verse 10, the parable of the shepherd. So it's even telling us right here, this is for something we need to start applying to ourselves. There's a deeper meaning here. And it says, Jesus said, I am telling you the truth. The man who does not enter the sheepfold by the gate, but climbs in some other way, is a thief and a robber. The man who goes in through the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him. The sheep hear his voice as he calls his own sheep by name. And he leads them out. When he has brought them out, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. They will not follow someone else. Instead, they will run away from such a person because they do not know his voice. Jesus told them this parable, but they did not understand what he meant. So what does this mean? Let me know in the comments. Pause right now. Let me know in the comments. What does this mean? Because this is some very valuable information and knowledge that's being dropped here. Okay, now you just pause and let me know in the comments what this means. Let's start breaking this down. And so it goes back to Jesus said, I am telling you the truth. Two key words there. I am. Telling you, I am is the two most powerful words there. I am. Where else did you ever hear I am in the Bible? But it says, Jesus says, I am telling you the truth, which means I am the truth. I am is the truth of us or you or me. So like I am is the words that we use to tell ourselves who we are. But when I say telling ourselves, who are we talking to? You have to go back to the representation of the mind. We have the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the body. So who are you telling the truth to? I am is who you're saying you are. That's why Jesus said, I am telling you the truth. And from my interpretation of this is saying, I am is saying the truth of who you are. Be cautious of who you put or what you put behind I am. I've done this countless times in my past, and I still do it even to this day because I'm disciplining myself more and more and more. I am fat. I am unhealthy. Oh, I'm sick. I am lazy. I'm not good enough. All of these self-deprecating things. And when we say those things, we are calling the sheep by name at the gate. And what that means is the law of vibration or the law of attraction must send to us the things that are representing who we say we are. I am. Now, this doesn't happen just overnight. This is where a lot of people really mess this up. And this is how a lot of people teach this wrong. Oh, just start saying, I'm a billionaire. I'm a billionaire. It's deeper than that. When you're self-deprecating yourself, you're having something so powerful involved. It is more powerful than a laser. That is called emotions. Emotions is one of the most powerful energy that we have. It is energy in motion. That is what emotions is, energy in motion. And so when you're tying it down with emotions, you're going to the gate and saying, I am this, I am that, and it's coming to you. This is the thing that a lot of us do not understand. This is why New Year's resolutions don't work. This is why all of this, oh, I'm gonna hypnotize you. This stuff doesn't work. No one else can call who you are but you. You must do this. And then it says, I am telling you the truth. The man who does not enter the sheepfold by the gate. That is the gate of your subconscious mind. Our conscious mind and subconscious mind are two different parts. They're two different entities. We are actually multi-dimensional beings. Yes, I know this sounds weird. Jason sounding crazy. We're multi-dimensional beings. This is why the mind, the actual mind is not the brain. The brain is the switchboard. The mind is the conscious mind. This is how we perceive things. This is using our senses. Plus the subconscious mind. This is the spiritual part of us. This is the programming of us. This is that internal thing that's inside of us that no one can see, but we all understand it's there. Plus the body. Those are three dimensions right there alone. And these are the three dimensions that at least we know that we live in or occupy at one time. And so when it's saying, who does not enter the sheepfold by the gate? It is the gate to your subconscious mind. You have to start opening that door up. Now, science believes anywhere between 7 and 9 years old, our subconscious mind closes. For some people, it can happen early, depending on certain types of trauma. And some people, it can happen maybe a little bit later, depending on their mental conditions or their mental faculties. However, 7 to 9 is for the average, everyday, ordinary person. It's anywhere in between that window. And so once that actually closes, most of us never actually reopen that gate again. Some of us are able to do it through college. Some of us are able to do it when we're going through certain life challenging circumstances. Me personally, I can say it changed for me, open up twice. Well, 3 times really. The first time was going to war. That was a very traumatic, energetic, very emotional event. There was a lot of energy and energy in motion, and it made me feel a very certain way. I started reprogramming a lot of parts of me, and it wasn't programming them for the good. It was actually programming them for the bad. That's why I was so hateful, angry, and mean at that time. And then I reprogrammed it when I first left the United States and moved to Panama, because I started challenging my beliefs. I started saying, okay, if I'm able to leave the country, do this, survive, I'm realizing I don't need to be making all this money that I was told I need to make to be financially free. All of these different things. I started really asking myself, what else can I change? And so I started doing one of the tasks that's in the 4 agreements. If you haven't read that book, I highly recommend it. And so from there, I reopened my subconscious mind, or the gate to the subconscious mind, and I started reprogramming it. That's how I became plant-based. That's how I started accepting a vegan lifestyle. That's how I started accepting a lot of different things, and I started throwing a bunch of things out. I was at the sheepfold by the gate. And then the 3rd time was when Cece passed away. That was another very emotional transition in my life, and I had to really come to some life decisions. So you're seeing where I am now after this third point, and I'm still reprogramming it up to this date. If you notice now, like as far as my workout routine, I have not gotten to the point that I used to be on that, because a lot of that programming was tied to CC. And so even now I'm reprogramming that to tie my health, my physical looks, my workout routine, all of that to myself. And so it's not something that just happens overnight, but you will see my financial reprogramming. It is at a whole different level now. Like the person I am today with the opportunities that I'm having, I wasn't that type of person that can handle them even when Cece was still alive. So like it's a good and bad with all of this. Like don't think it can only be good or it can only be bad. It's a give and take, and you need to focus on what you need to focus on first and be grateful for. And then it says, by the gate, but climbs in some other way is a thief. The man who does not enter the sheepfold by the gate, but climbs in some other way is a thief and a robber. And all that is saying is you're never going to be able to get long-term, life-lasting goals if you do not reprogram your subconscious mind to accept this, to vibrate at that law, at that thing that you want. And why he says it's a robber or a thief, like look at people who win the lottery. No matter where you go in the world. I remember I was watching in South Africa, I blew it. People came across life-changing money and not one individual changed their life. And this goes for people in the United States that win the lottery too. The reason being is they did not go to the sheepfold and call it by name by the gate. They did not do things in a correct manner. If you remember what I was talking about in visioneering, which I am going to do that also again to keep going over that with you. And I'm probably go over that every 2 weeks or so, because that is very valuable information. It ties directly with this. You cannot just get things if you do not do them in an orderly way. Things that come fast will go fast. This is why some people are always like, man, I got good luck now, and I got bad luck. It's not good luck or bad luck. They're not doing things this way. They're not going and entering the sheepfold by the gate. They're not entering their subconscious mind. So they're not able to handle what they have to use it correctly. And then it says, the man who goes in through the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. What is it that we're shepherding? We're not talking about physical sheep here. We're talking about goals. We're talking about wants, desires, ideals, IDEALS, ideas that you fell in love with. That is what you're shepherding. This is what, as a man thinketh, is trying to explain. As you think, the things that you fall in love with, the ideas of who you are, who you can be, that you fall in love with. And if you demand them, you're going to your subconscious mind each and every day and saying, this is who I am. This is who I am. Then they have to come to you. This is very powerful information right here. This is life-changing information right here in every scope of the word. This is information that can change countries. Like, this is how powerful it is. And all of us have this at our fingertips, but so many of us are worried about revelations. We're not reading the parts that are telling us how to change our life. The parables. We're reading these as little. Well, Jesus said, I'm telling you that. That's not what a parable is. A parable is to tell us to think, to use this for ourselves. What are you shepherding? Are you shepherding thoughts of poverty? Are you shepherding thoughts of despair? Because if so, go back to the gate and say, look, this is what I want. This is what I desire. And then you start focusing on that. You don't just say, okay, I done my part. Now I'm gonna go back to sleep and life got to get better. You start focusing on it. So here's the practical way of how I've just been doing it now. I've been for about the last 2 hours on my computer using different AI tools. I was seeing one about how many tiny homes can I build. I put the approximate sizes, told it to map out enough room for roads, parking, and all of that. Plus, I told them how much the size of the plot of lands that I plan on developing. And it let me know exactly about how many homes I have. And now I have it doing me sketches, designs, architectural concepts, and things of that nature. That is how you start getting these things into your subconscious mind. That's the work you have to do. If you desire to be healthy, You might need to start eating an apple, eat an orange, go for a walk. That don't mean you got to walk for 3, 4 hours. Go walk for 2 minutes. Go walk for 10 seconds. Just stand up right now, damn it. Like, what are you willing to do your part to show that you really want it? You have to shepherd this. That's what it means. You have to make these things come to you. You have to consistently vibrate at the level that you desire to be at, so all those things will come to you. Nothing that you want or that you're looking for right now is going to come to you at the level that you're at. You must go to the level of that and become that. That is very key. And then it says, the gatekeeper opens the gate for him. That is the subconscious mind. When your subconscious mind opens up, it's saying, okay, I accept you. I accept this. And then it's using the quantum computer, which we are, and it's sending it out into the vibrations of the universe, and it's coming back to us. This is all quantum physics right here. I know people read the Bible and they're like, oh, there's no science in it. This is quantum physics right here. And then it says, the sheep hear his voice as he calls his own sheep by name. Your goals, your desires, and your ideals, IDEALS, ideals that you fell in love with, you're calling them by name and they can only respond to you and accordingly. That is how these things happen. When I went to the gate back in 2015 and I went out and I said, I want to be a husband that Cece is proud of. I want to be a husband that can grow old with her. And I kept saying those things day in, day out. Riding the bus, I was saying those things in my head. Before I go to bed, I was saying those things in my head. I would wake up every morning, I told her, I'm gonna make you proud of me. Every fucking day I did that. Even the days when I didn't even have a desire in my body to even get up and live. I told her that. And then eventually that gate finally opened for me, and guess what came to me? I reversed my sleep apnea. I got off taking 40 pills. I regrew the nerves that was in my left leg. I have very minimal nerve damage left in my foot. Most people didn't know that. I was walking with a cane. I was able to do things that I never even dreamt possible. And it was because I was using this type of laws right here. And I didn't know this was in the Bible. My whole life growing up and going to church occasionally, reading the Bibles, Sunday schools, I didn't know about any of this. But when I started using this, and it was something, I was in a desperate place. I was desperate. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was desperate. And when I started using this, I started attracting all of those things to me. And I was able to get so much more back. And all of those things that I wanted came to me. And then it says, as he calls his own sheep by name and he leads them out, when he has brought them out, he goes ahead of them and the sheep follow him. What that means is once you are starting to attract the goals and desires that you have, it is time to reassert yourself and say, what more do I desire? What more do I want? You start recalculating your goals. You're like, okay, I got this part. What's next? Even with me now, like now that I've been able to purchase land, do all that, I'm getting ready to start develop. I have to start thinking, okay, what is the next step after I develop these homes? What's next? It don't just end there. Where do I want to go to the next space? How can I go bigger? How can I grow more? Like you have to keep looking at more. Once you're able to attract the ones that are to you and it's in your subconscious mind, they're going to follow you. They don't go away. They're going to continue to follow you because now you're on a path of success. And then it says, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice, because they know that is who you are. Your goals must follow and be who you are. You're now attracting because you're sitting at that level of vibration, and you have to go to the next level of vibration. That is the appropriate way to goal set. They will not follow someone else. Instead, they will run away from such a person because they do not know his voice. And that's just telling you, no one can come and steal what you have. There's no need to be in competition. We should all just be in collaboration. Like there's other people who may be wanting to develop also, but we may not be developing the same thing. There may be little differences on how we want to develop. We may have a different target audience. This is why competition does not work. Competition doesn't help anyone. Competition doesn't solve any problem. Like it's all about collaboration because your goals is your goals, my goals are my goals. My goals are going to follow me, your goals are going to follow you. It doesn't mean we can't do it together and help each other, but it does mean we don't have to be fighting each other. And this is one of the biggest secrets of success that a lot of people do not understand yet. So many of us are in competition mode instead of realizing, let's collaborate. This is one of the reasons why I always share a lot of different goals and things like that, a lot of things that I see here. I'm not competing with anyone. At the end of the day, I believe in the motto here, one Zambia, one nation. I want to see Zambia succeed. And me gatekeeping information is not going to ever help that because you may be able to bring something here that I have no understanding of or didn't even think about. And I'm probably doing the same thing, that's something that you may not have information about or something that you may not be thinking about. But there may come a time down the line where both of us reach our dreams and goals that we have set forth. Because we both reached them, we may cross paths and be like, hey, I know this. I can bring this to the table. Hey, what can you bring? And you'd be like, okay, I can bring this to the table. And then we have a mastermind. And then we're like, you know what? If I know this area and you know this area, how could we do this goal? And then we figure out how to do something that's probably bigger than both of us could ever do. And I just wanted to share that with you because I don't think a lot of people read the Bible this way. I don't think a lot of people are putting things together in the Bible where it's really giving us a blueprint on how to live our lives successfully and fruitful. And just remember, the one time that Jesus ever cursed in the Bible was the fig tree that would not bear fruit. We have come here to bear fruit. We have come here to grow, to succeed, to leave things. We've come here to be great people. And don't let negative self-talk or self-deprecation hold you back from the greatness that's inside of you. It held me back so many years of my life. And I can tell you now, this new lease on life that I have since I was, I think about 33, 34, it's been beautiful, man. It's been fucking amazing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And it's because I started changing the way that I was thinking. I started changing the way that I was using I am. And I'm still working on getting even better and improving on that. And so just make sure you check this out. And if you got some passages in the Bible that you like to, let me know. Leave them down in the comments. If you have any questions, leave those down also. And just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.